Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, we are back. And it is Monday night here on the JPB YouTube channel. I am JP, going to be joined in the booth by Jim Cunningham here this evening. East Coast Wolf, who's in already. He's pretty goof. What about you? Well, being that I'm old, I'm probably going to hope that goof means good. Do you, sir? Or even that, you got fat fingers like I have and you've mistyped a letter. But hey, let's look at it on the positive side. On that one, welcome back. We are here with the Radical SR8 Championship Round 8, powered by GridFinder. We're live from Watkins, Glen. 3 races for you this evening. Don't forget, 20 minutes for the first one. 20 minutes for a second one with a top 10 reverse, and 25 minutes for a third one with a top 5 reverse. So hold on to your hats. It's going to be very, very interesting and exciting indeed. What more can you ask for here than what's going to take place today and, well, this evening, I suppose. Let's have a look at the championship standings as they are right now. Going into the event, it is John McCutcheon out in front on 335 points with Luke Maxwell on 278. Then Ewan Bramer from 200 on 265 with Jamie Bird in 4th. Paul LeMay in 5th. Then we've got Mike Bousson, Paul Crabb, Stephen Mellis, Graham Matthews, Menno de Graaf, Eric Harmon, Lucas Vieira, David Rolliston, Paul Clark. Then we've got Richard Jones, Michael LeMay, Julian Rees, and Ben Jones rounding out the bottom end of the championship standings. So, Jim, welcome in. How are you?
Good to be back. I love as you know, I love I love the Radicals in general, but I especially love the SR8. I think you could easily argue it's the best free car on iRacing. So much fun to drive, and we're at one of my favorite tracks of all time, Watkins Glen in the Finger Lakes of New York. Love it.
Yeah, and we got 3 races lined up there as well. Oh, you're good, East Coast. That's all right. I kind of gathered that when I looked down at my keyboard and saw D and F together. I kind of figured out that you just ended up pressing the wrong one. But hey, there we go. We have just gone into qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 10 minutes on the clock here with all of these fabulous cars going out on the racetrack. Stephen Mellis is not, I don't know if he's having trouble joining the session, but he has not been able to get in there. Mike Bousson has not managed to make it this evening. Unfortunately for Mike, a sheep stole some part of his computer. So there you go. Mike, unfortunately, is now chasing the sheep around Somerset somewhere with Velcro wellies on for him on that one. However, he has designed a new PC. It's got more fans in it than a wind farm and will literally blow your head off as it starts firing up. He put a picture in the Discord the other day. It's got, I don't know, 12 or 15 fans in it or something ridiculous along those lines. Let's put it this way, it uses that much electricity, it goes on its own power grid. So there we go for Mike Bousson. Oh, Jamie Bird straight into the wall. Not a good one for him. A great start for him on qualifying. Good job he's able to go back to the track, get reset, and get going again. Jim, Watkins, Glen, going to be very interesting indeed.
Oh, yeah, I love this track, man. This is, this is the kind of the grandfather of road racing in the United States. This track was the first post-World War II track to open up. It's hosted Formula One and everything else you can think of. Just a fantastic layout, great climate. It's just everything's perfect up there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is one of the things that you sit back and you can relatively enjoy. Watkins, everybody knows Watkins. And that's the thing. Everybody knows this circuit. Everybody has run this circuit. Everybody has run this layout. There isn't one person I know in real life within the sim racing circle, and well, I do know a lot of them, that has not run at Watkins Glen. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with times, a second apart across the field, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, easily, I think. Especially with these guys, a lot of them race together all the time, several times a week. And they're all pretty fast. And here you looking down here now, it looks like Luke Maxwell's on a heater right now. He's got a green sector, then a purple sector. He's flying right now.
Yeah, he is. He's got 2 more sectors to go. He's coming in around the right-hander before he goes into the penultimate left here before we've got the last final corner on the race circuit. Let's hold on to your hats and see what Maxwell can do. Going through that tricky left-hander. He's got to look for the curb on the inside. I don't know why I'm telling him how to drive an SR8. He'd probably be able to tell me a lot better than I can. Over the line he goes, keeps it to the left-hand side. Benchmark time on the board for Luke Maxwell is going to be lead time, 1:39.949, Jim. Not a bad start for him.
No, that's a good lap. He had three purple sectors there. Yeah, he was flying. Yeah. And McCutcheon, who's, right there. 2/10 off his lap, so they're both up there super fast. Speaking of telling someone how to drive, I happened to watch a video posted by McCutcheon yesterday, giving a little advice on how to get these cars around Watkins Glen fast for any of the people in the Discord who might be struggling a little bit. So that's another beauty of joining these Discord groups like the JP Broadcasting Discord group. They they share information like that. He's just out there, made a video just to help these guys get around here a little quicker.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things, because this car, some people probably haven't driven this car before the beginning of this season. Some people have. Some people have torn it along. A lot of the time you're going to lose is here. If you can nail this chicane and come out the other side swinging, you're going to be on for a good time. Don't get me wrong, the rest of the track is hard, but that bus stop chicane, man, there are days when it drives me absolutely bonkers. And there's days when I feel like Batman running down the road because I've managed to get through it okay. Like my own little superhero status, to be honest with you, Jim. But I think, this corner, you can throttle it on exit and you can end up going round at the same time. So you've got to be careful there. But there are certain parts to this circuit that when you get right, you do feel unstoppable.
I would say that pretty much goes for almost every corner on this track. So many of them, like coming like around here, you nail this, and then the next turn coming up here, this left-hander here, and you just clip the curb. You hardly have to lift, and it goes right into the final straight here. And you barely have to change gears there, and you get a strong run down the straightaway here. Across the start-finish line. It's almost every corner on this track is like that. When you get it right, it just has a certain feeling. You just know you're going fast.
Yeah, Luke Maxwell looks like he's on the fast again. They've swapped lap times, not lap times, sector times. Maxwell's green and purple. McCutcheon's purple and green. How is it going to go? Who's going to win out in sectors 3? Is it Luke? Is it John? Oh, John's got to finish his. Yeah, Luke's got the one up at the moment. No, John's got a yellow. Luke looks like he's on for a flyer.
Yeah, you're over here with Luke and John and Paul. I feel like we're listening to a Bible verse or something. But no, they've quite improved their times over their first lap. Both of them are almost a second faster than their first lap, 3/4 of a second at least. They are flying, and Luke is on another one right here. It looks like.
Yeah, purple in the 4th sector is at the same time. A purple in 5. There's going to be a new pole lap. Is it going to be a 38? No, 1:39.056. John sits still in second place. Paul Crabb's going to come over the line in 3rd. Paul LeMay going in 3rd now. Crabb, is he going to be able to get it back? Nope, goes 4th. Jamie Bird in behind that. We've got Paul Clark out on the racetrack. Puts his 2nd tattoo. His first one did not go so well for Paul Clark, unfortunately. And he ended up, actually, bless him, get well soon, Paul. He did end up in the hospital with his first tattoo. So he has booked in for a second one. I just hope he's not going to the same place, Jim, because that would be horrendous.
I'm sure that I need to know that story. I'm going to have to dig into that one on the Discord and find out a little more about that one.
Well, I can flat out tell you, he went and got a tattoo done on his leg, then it got infected, then he ended up in hospital, then he ended up on penicillin, And then he was released from hospital once it all settled down and he was all good to go. And then he's got to go back. He's looking to go back and try and get another tattoo.
Yeah, definitely needs to choose another shop.
Yeah,
sure.
I would definitely look at getting different shop before I go back. I think if the first one gave me an infection, I definitely would not go back to the same place. I've used my tattoo artist, same one for a good. Oh, Jamie Bird in the wall again. Used my tattoo artist for a good while and never had any troubles with him. So I don't expect to have to go anywhere else, of course, unless he leaves the country. Could be a possibility. Luke Maxwell going again. 3 purples and a green. He's got to have broken into the 38s now. He has 38.9. Yes. This man is unstoppable this evening. McCutcheon can't get near him.
Well, I wouldn't say that. McCutcheon just posted a 38.9 also. He's 1/100th behind him. So I'd say that's pretty close to near him. Oh, so both of them in the 38.9s. Wow. That's flying around here in these cars.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, these it's going to be very, very close. I did say it would be literally maybe a second between all of them, and it's a 38.9 for Luke, 39.9 for Paul Clark. So, yep, second between first and ninth at the moment. Michael LeMay is out on the racetrack. Menno de Graaf is sitting in 7th. Iwan Bremer. He's had a poor few weeks, Jim. He's not had a good run at the moment. Looking to hopefully make amends on it for this one, but qualifying not gone ideal at the moment.
Yeah, I really enjoyed doing this series with you before. I love these cars, and this is a good group of guys too. They're just they're fun. They like to play around when you get them in the chat after the race and stuff. They're good fun. Good to see Luke Maxwell out and about. I've missed him recently on some different JPB stuff.
Yeah, I know he goes away and stuff like that. So, fair play to Luke. Come back. That is the end of qualifying. Let's bring you up the grid for race number 1. Going to be Luke Maxwell sitting on pole position. We have John McCutcheon in second, Paul LeMay in third, Michael LeMay in fourth. Then you got David Rollison fifth, Paul Crabb in sixth, Jamie Bird, Menno de Graaf round out 7 and 8. Iwan Bremer, Paul Clark, Graham Matthews, and Stefan Mallis should be the last one, of course, if Stefan has remembered to actually jump onto the grid. Bless his little cotton socks. He does like joining late, Stefan, and then unfortunately something goes generally wrong for him. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. They are queuing up for round 8 for heat number 1. 20 minutes of Watkins Glen. It's going to be very, very interesting indeed. Maxwell McCutcheon late as ever. David Menno de Graaf, and no Stefan Mallis currently. So maybe Stefan's not making it.
We got the LeMay brothers side by side here again. Are we shaping up for a rough Easter Sunday dinner if this goes bad here into turn 1 or up the S's?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the LeMay household. Let's put it that way. We'll have to hope and pray it doesn't go wrong. Stefan did get on the racetrack. There is Luke Maxwell. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the lights are going to be coming on very, very shortly. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lights out and away we go. It's a good start from Luke with John McCutcheon. Paul LeMay on the left, Michael LeMay on the right. Paul is out in front. There was a big dive up the inside from David Rollison. He had a go at Michael LeMay. Let's hope they get up the hill better than they did for OGRL on Sunday. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it back. It was a 32-car pile-up coming in through the S's, but it looks like these guys in these little SR8 are a little bit more savvy. They have all made it through. John's on the outside. Is he going to run Luke side by side for the first time into the chicane? Nope. Luke's hard on the brakes, jumps that curb. He goes left, holds on to the left, then he turns right. But at the moment, John's putting Luke under pressure. Luke out in front.
Well, it's not surprising. John is fast. And yeah, this is, like you said, that's one of the tougher parts of the course. You get it right there, and it's all good. And both of them got it real right. So it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, my goodness. I'm looking back here on scoring and timing. There's not a second separating the top 8 here amongst each other. They're less than a second apart, every one.
Yeah, Iwan Bremer holding on to the back of Jamie Bird. Bird holding on to the back of Crabb. Crabb's grabbed Rollo. Rollo's grabbed Michael LeMay, Paul LeMay in front, Mark Hutchinson there. All continuing to fight at the moment. Bird on... Whoa, Paul Crabber's just disconnected. That is a little bit random. Oh, no, he's back again. Oh, maybe he's having a blink.
Yeah, he must have blinked because it looked like he actually moved up a spot during that.
Stefan Mellis is another one that's just jumped back to pit lane. There's one lap down, unfortunately for Stefan. Not too sure. There he is on the right-hand side. What problems he's got. Menno de Graaf in behind Graham Matthews. Paul Clark must have had an error somewhere because he's lost a bunch of time. Got a funny feeling this might be it for Clark. Oh, it is. At the chicane, gets it all wrong, ends up at the back of the field for Paul.
Yeah, that's so easy to do there. You know, the funny thing about that chicane, I struggled and struggled and struggled with it for so long, and I don't remember who it was that told me. It may have been Bradley Lovings, but somebody said, don't try to turn there.
Oh, they're too wide. Through the chicane.
That's insane.
Jamie Bird, Paul Crabb, side by side. Ewan Bramer in there as well. They were almost free wide through the chicane, Jim. That's never going to work for anyone.
Never. I'm surprised too wide worked through there.
Yeah, you and me both, to be honest, mate. I thought that could have gone a little bit worse. Connor Binks in YouTube chat. Go, Dave. She said on that one. I'm saying I'm going to presume you're female. I do apologise, Connor. If you're not, you might not actually be with Connor as your first name. So deeply apologies.
Right.
On that one, I've got a funny feeling I'm going to stop talking, Jim, because I've got a funny feeling I've got to try and get both feet in my mouth.
Well, that's all right. With a name like Pink on the last name, that's pretty awesome either way. So, but yeah, look, John Hutchinson and Luke Maxwell, man. John Hutchinson is all over him. You know, I think at any point, I think right now they're just kind of feeling each other out, getting their tires up to where they want them. And, you know, I think at some point here, John's going to make a move on him. And Luke knows that. Like I said, these two race together all the time. By the way, John McHutchinson's homemade livery that you got right there, the Scottish flag livery, Scottish tartan livery he has, I love it.
Yeah, there is a name for it.
Do you know what it is?
Yes. After I use Google to translate. It's called the Saltire. Saltire. So there we go, the Saltire.
I should know that. I'm Scottish. So, you know, I should know that. But I'm not proper Scottish.
You sound about as Scottish as I sound American, Jim. You know what I mean?
Well,
completely different ends of the spectrum.
I'm Southern Scottish.
Oh, okay. I don't even know where that is. I'm from England and I don't even know where that is.
Texas.
Yeah, well, there you go. Rollo in now, lapped in behind Michael LeMay. Colin McCann. Oh, I think you got that wrong, but it's all good. Well, dude, I presumed. I made a presumption, Connor, and there are times when if you haven't watched this before, you will learn that I do end up putting my foot completely in my chops, mate. So if I have done that, then deeply apologies on that one. David Rollo, however, is chasing down LeMay, trying to close it up now through the right-hander, coming up to the left-hander here, uphill. Very difficult corner to try and get right running. He's got to start accelerating, relying on the car settle, coming through the second to last corner now. Rollo's still tucked in at the moment. Let's jump on board the roll bar through the final corner. Rollo's going to try and get a run. Michael LeMay keeps it out of the wall. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Rollo's going to get in this time, Jim. He's going to have to try and have another go if he can make it through turn one okay.
Well, one of the beauties of these cars is, you know, they are pretty equally matched, and they have just enough horsepower to where you know it's fun to race, but you can't really pull away from somebody too hard. But it's also hard to catch them and pass them. So that is the beauty of these things. But they do have a nice little draft to them, and there's a couple spots here that you can catch some draft for sure.
Yeah, through the right hand to keep it as close as you can to the fence, or as brave as you want to be. Over we go. Luke's all out of control. Luke dives for the apex. Get the car stopped there through the right hand, long throughout a loop, coming in to shoot now. Maxwell's got to settle down. He got the chicane all wrong, Jim, and I thought for a minute he was on his way round.
Yeah, I think these cars are really light, and he got it hard up on the curb, which you kind of have to do to get through that chicane. And he bunny hopped a little bit on him, and yeah, and McCutcheon, I think, was thought better of it and just decided to let him settle that car down and didn't dive in there just in case something went wrong.
clearly see that's not an official. We're not in an official race, Jim, because that would have been dived from second place, and they both would have ended up in the wall. Ewan Bramer still locked in this battle with Bird, Crab, Rollo, and Michael LeMay. All three of them, well, four of them, in fact, very, very close together. There goes Michael, there goes Rollo, there goes Crab and Bird. And here we go on board with Emil Bramer through the right-hander, dropping into the final corner. Managing to hold on there. Now we're going to start pulling ourselves back in. The gap's coming down out from half a second. Now, is it going to come down any further? Paul Crab sets his fastest lap. In fact, all three of them set their fastest laps of the race, including Paul Clark. So a great lap from Clark. He pulled out a second to Graham Matthews. That's one battle that might come to fruition at the end. But Jamie Bird looking here, and he's looking. Is he going to have a go at Crab? Which way is he going to send it? When do we need to go to the chopper? We're on it now. Bird's on the left. Crab's on the right. Coming into this bus stop chicane.
Oh.
Crab, is he going to get it stopped? Oh. He is, but he's going to put him right in front of Bird. He's going to pull that up, Jim, but he managed to get it stopped there.
Yeah, I thought if Jamie would have challenged that, I think they both would have wrecked right there for sure. Yeah. I'm glad to see that Jamie thought better of that. I don't think that would have ended well at all.
Definitely not there. And Connor's just said it's all good. We all put our foot in our mouths, and he's not going to hold it against me. I'm glad about that. I'd hate for that to happen, Connor, on your first visit here, if it is your first visit to JPB. But Bird at the moment doing a fine job putting Crab under pressure. He just cannot get through. Bramer's in the same boat. It's almost like a draft fest. Paul has got brother Michael 2.2 back. Paul's trying to close in, and in fact is getting closer, Jim, to John McHutchison and Luke Maxwell.
Yeah, he is. And that partially could be to that little bunny hop that Luke had last lap. I think both him and John probably lost a little time there, letting him recover from that, and that's probably helped Paul. But Paul was right there in qualifying, too. He's certainly capable of turning roughly the same laps as those two. Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. 8 tenths back.
Referring back to Paul Crab and Jamie Bird back there, I almost wonder if Paul's not holding Ewan and Jamie Bird up a little bit. It seems like they're stacked right up behind him, just can't get by him. And sometimes it's like I said, these cars are hard to pass. I wonder if Jamie does.
Paul.
That was
I got it wrong. Oh, David Rolliston, Jamie Bird, Ewan Bramer.
Oh, all of them.
That all stemmed from Rollo getting this a little bit wrong. Let's see if we can go back, pick up on David Rolliston, jump on board if we can, quick enough with a chopper, but he got that wrong. And then, unfortunately, I think I've gone back too far here. I might go back an extra lap. Hold on. Let's not do that. You see, he gets it wrong, pushes it on the exit. Then he tries to come along. Crab tries, but he's too bad. Next to Bramer. Rollo's got no nose cone on the front of the car. Oh, Dave, says Connor in YouTube chat. Yep. McHutchison now. The gap's down to 8 tenths with LeMay. Bramer's back with Bird, as they were. Crab is still running, but I think he's pretty beaten up after that. Yep, he's got left hand down steering, unfortunately. What does Ewan Bramer's car looks like? Because he took a bit of a knock. He's still all good. Bird's all good. So everybody is hunky-dory. Rollo's got no nose. You can see his feet through the frame there. So he's sat in no more than a glorified shopping trolley at this moment in time for David Rolliston, but still carrying on. Better play to Dave on that one. But Maxwell, McHutchison and LeMay still going at it up front.
Yeah, LeMay is definitely closing in on them. And if you're looking at their lap times, he's just, they're actually running that last lap. They were all within about 100th of a second, 1,000th of a second of each other, actually. So they're turning equal lap times there. Paul's going to catch up to him, I believe. Especially when they go to start the battle. He's closing up right there. Yeah,
10 minutes to go, and 8 tenths there for Paul. Bird is still with Bramer. Rollo still with Menno, tucked in behind him. So these guys having a great further little ding-dong. But let's keep an eye on Paul LeMay and John McHutchison, Luke Maxwell. These three are no more than about a second apart at the moment. Really, though, for Paul, Jim, he could just do with them fighting a little bit to give him something to clutch onto.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen here, because eventually McCutchenson's going to definitely try to take the lead in this race. So, and it's hard to say. They were so close in qualifying that I think McCutchenson's got the speed for him, but when Luke gets going, he can go.
38.9, Paul LeMay, fastest lap of the race, coming to right near the end. The gap's down to 6/10. He's going to grab more of the draft here, Paul. They go up through the right hand, up through the S's, through the left. Now they're going to come over the hill. This is going to be a close-in for LeMay. It's definitely a close-in for McCutchenson. Are they going to be able to swap? John's going to take it on the outside. How brave is Luke going to be? Oh, he went in deep. Is he going to be able to hold it? John's tried to go a little bit early. Checked up, thought he'd slowed in enough, but Maxwell's managed to get him, can't get him back on the swap back. LeMay just pulled 2 temps out of him, Jim, and we're coming into the final 8.
I'll tell you what, McCutchenson got a really good run off that chicane and through that sweeping right-hander right there after the chicane. I thought he was going to make a hard move there. And LeMay's closing right up on him. Do you realize that LeMay's fast lap, the last lap he turned, is faster than his qualifying lap?
Yeah, it probably wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't be shocked, to be honest, because as this goes on, the faster they seem to get, which is the lighter fuel load, of course, takes shape, and it's no surprise that they have, but they are coming very, very much now. All Paul's got to do, keep doing what he's doing, and that gap's going to keep carrying on to come down, because the two boys up front are still going to fight it out, and there's still a chance for Paul LeMay here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we still got like 7 minutes left in this one.
Yeah, it's about under 7 minutes. Paul there, 39.3, fastest lap out of all three of them now for Paul LeMay. Pushing a little bit, you can see that at the same time. And let's have a look. Out sectors over the last lap. Well, LeMay, lap 6, LeMay was slower. He was quicker in 7, quicker in 8 by 3.5 tenths there. He's going to be quicker again. These guys going ding-dong in once more. Coming in. John's going to hold on. Luke's going to try and come back at him. Here comes Paul LeMay. The blue, the red, the white. Have a go, son. You've got the bit between the teeth now, Paul. Go and take them both. They've been fighting long enough. Go and get both of them, son.
Wow, that was a nice move by McCutchenson there. I was expecting it, and he certainly delivered right there. And definitely brought Paul LeMay right into the battle here. Now Luke's going to have to be driving through his windshield and his rearview mirror at the same time.
Yeah, I do wonder. The only thing I do wonder is whether or not Paul LeMay is going to make this most of this opportunity. Whether or not he's going to go for it here. Whether or not he can get the draft and strong enough to overtake both of them. Looks like Rollo, unfortunately, has taken another trip off the side of the circuit. Well, he hasn't got a nose on the car, so...
Yeah, right. Oh,
hit the
that's
grass.
Not a good way to wreck with your feet hanging out there.
No, if that was real IRL, I think that would be him in a wheelchair for a little bit. Ewan Bramer, Jamie Bird. Bramer's just gone through on the inside. Bird should have that run into the final corner. Nope. Bramer takes that position back again. Paul Clark has now caught up to the back end as well. So Paul from Hi-Fi Lounge is now closed in. Is he going to be able to get through? Great recovery. He did end up going off down the circuit after his incident at the bus stop on lap 1. David Rolliston entered pit lane. There's no surprise he has cold feet at this moment in time for him. But Bird has got Bramer in his sights. Is he going to be able to get him? Jamie Bird pulls out to the left. There's Ewan Bramer. We're going to be side by side going through the bus stop at the moment. They're going to both take it. There's Bramer again. Bird backs out this time. I think he was smart there, Jimmy backed out, but at the same time, LeMay has closed in on Maxwell.
Oh, yeah. Definitely closed in on him. He's right there. It's so funny to watch this track and see all the passing being done going into the bus stop. I mean, you typically see some dive bombs there and everything, but it's not usually the main passing zone on this track. So far, in this race, it's like almost all of the major passing has been done at the bus stop.
Yep. I know, it's strange, isn't it? How certain places just all of a sudden become the main situation, and these guys here have made the bus stop their main place.
If you'd have said to me, tell me the place on the track you think's the most dangerous to try to pass, I would have said the bus stop.
I agree. But these guys seem to be making it work here. Luke's got to pick up the pace a little bit. He's losing a little bit of time to McHutchinson. Bramer's got Bird and Clark about a second over the three of them. These are about half a second at the moment. And you see Paul LeMay, is he going to have a go at Luke coming into the bus stop? Which way are you going to go? He flinks to the left. Now go back on the racing line. You're not going to take him there. You've only lost, well, unfortunately for Paul, he's only slowed himself down. That's one of the problems with jinking out, isn't it? You've got to get back on that racing line again.
It is, especially to the inside like that, because you can't cut that corner. You can't be that narrow going into that turn. If you swing out wide, stick your nose out wide, it's probably not quite as bad. But yeah, if you're not gonna go for it, just he just lost 2-3 tenths right there.
Yeah, if you're not going to go for it, you might as well just get back on the racing line and then carry on. If you are going to jam, we've seen a few people do that over the last few series that we've covered. And you do sometimes wonder why. You've narrowed yourself off, you lost time, and it just makes no sense to me. You might as well look at trying to, come out, but then go back in onto the racing line to carry the speed through.
Yeah, I don't know. I would. My guess would be, as a driver, I'm sure I'd do it too. My guess is if you're trying to maybe kind of bait them off the racing line a little bit or something like that. But the bad part was he had Luke in his grasp, and McHutchinson was away from Luke, and now Luke and McHutchinson are battling, and Paul's just trying to catch back up at this point, and it's essentially been an entire lap that he lost that place to him there, all because of that little, sticking your nose out there. It's been a lap now, and he has not caught back up to him like he was. Luke is
he is flying at the moment, but this is going to be really, really close on whether or not this is going to be the final lap. And by my predictions, there should be one more. But I did see this, did do this to me the other day, and all of a sudden it should have been one more, but then it finished to tell me it was race over. So I will keep a closer eye on this one. We've still got about 40 seconds. These guys are coming in through toe, down the boot straight before they come into hill. I think they've decided to start at the base of the foot here and then start moving their way up, because effectively now the left-hander up here is going into the ankle before we go into the shin for the second to last corner. And then, of course, we'll be going around the knee for the final time. It's going to be about 15 seconds. Again, this is going to be borderline whether or not this is going to be the final lap. 10, 9, 8, 7. I think they're just about to go. Are they just about to get this? Oh
my gosh.
Yes, they got it.
It's gonna give him one more lap. That was so close.
Literally a second over the line.
Yeah, it might have that was so close. It almost, if you look at the clock, it stopped at 20 minutes and 1 second. Like they crossed almost a second late, but they're going to let them do a lap, which is great. You need to be warned that it's the last lap, so now they know.
Luke. Oh, got that wrong.
Yep.
I think that's going to free John up to come in and take that victory. I think Luke just lost too much time in that chicane there, Jim, and unfortunately for the next bit of the lap, he's going to struggle here.
Yeah, if you unsettle your car right there, it's, like you said in the very beginning of this race about how that's the key turn on the course, and it really is. And I think you'll see it affect with these cars. You shake that momentum off a little bit, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Paul he never recovered from that little sticking his nose out situation there.
Through the ankle we go, the left-hander, before we go into the final left here through the shin. There we go, through there, now coming through the knee for the final time before we go along the thigh. It is John McCutcheon, Luke Maxwell. It is going to be John's going to take it for the first race here this evening. What's going to happen further back? Is it Ewan Bramer? Is it Jamie Bird? It looks like it might be Bird over Bramer. Is they going to go over the line now? It is going to be Jamie Bird. Bird's going to wrap up that 6th place. Ewan Bramer in 7th, but then we've got Paul Crabb and Graham Matthews in behind that. As these guys are still out on the racetrack. David Rolliston is there. Stefan Mellis is there. I think he's had some form of techie issues here this evening, unfortunately, for Stefan, because he's been in and out of pit lane. So for Stefan, clearly has had some issues. But we will bring you up the results after I've just extended gridding, guys, for them. And we'll be back up and running for race number 2. So,
you know, we didn't mention Menno de Graaf right there, hardly at all. That's a good run. You know, he started in 8th. He got it up to 5th place. You know, it was a good run.
Yeah, absolutely.
We didn't really didn't talk about it much during the broadcast there. He just kind of was out there running by himself most of that race. All the action was happening in front of him or behind him.
Yeah, let's bring you up the results. John McCutcheon is the winner with Luke Maxwell in 2nd, Paul LeMay in 3rd. Then we've got Michael LeMay in 4th, Menno de Graaf in 5th, Jamie Bird, Ewan Bramer, Paul Clark. Paul Crabb and Graham Matthews is going to be on pole for race number 2. Then David Rolliston and Stefan Mellis. The grid is literally from top to... Actually, tell you what I'll do. Let's just do it this way. Graham Matthews will be on pole with Paul Crabb and Paul Clark. Then Ewan Bramer, Jamie Bird, Menno de Graaf, Michael LeMay and Paul LeMay. Luke Maxwell 9th, John McCutcheon 10th, then David Rolliston and Stefan Mellis will be the top 12. But we have, as I say, extended it for these drivers. They get 5 minutes to go and have a drink, settle down. Not a bad opening race, Jim, and I think one that we can take comfort from, that race 2 might be just as good.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, it's going to be fun watching the fast guys. It's always fun watching the fast guys come up or try to work their way back up through the field. A lot of times we get surprised, and somebody who maybe didn't quite have the pace in the first race, you know, finds it and is able to stay up there. You know, we've witnessed that in several of these radical races, and especially with how evenly matched the cars are. I think you know, that it works in the favor of those guys that get put up front a little bit. Sure makes it exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. So hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, for race number 2. As we will be getting up and running and underway. So there we go. Thanks so much for joining us. If you are here, don't forget to say hi. They've got a couple of minutes, 3 minutes to go until the start of race 2. And then we've got a final race with a top 5 reverse ready for them there. Jim, bit of a surprise the bus stop was the main overtaking position.
Crazy. Like I said, if you'd have asked me, that would have been the least likely place that I would have thought all the action happened. I think that's a testament to these cars to some degree, though. These cars stick pretty good, you know, and they're light enough, you know, that they can kind of fling them around in there. I think it's fun that the bus stop is the point that they've decided to do most of the passing at, because it sure brings excitement every time they do it. And as you can see, one little hop the wrong way, as what happened to Rollo, and all of a sudden you've got a lot of carnage right there. And, you know, so that always brings excitement to it.
Yeah, between Rollo making his mistake and Maxwell, Paul LeMay losing time, the bus stop was the kind of the main center point. So see how they're going to be able to handle this one. Paul Crabb and Stefan Mellis look like they're the first ones on the line. Now they are waiting for everybody else as they're all taking use of this 5-minute gridding.
I love that old Jaguar livery that Paul Clark's running there. Crabb's running there. That's it. Old late 80s, early 90s Jaguar IMSA. When they broke into IMSA, when what's his name? The guy that does the F1 grid walk now.
Martin Brundle.
Martin Brundle. Yeah, Martin Brundle had left Formula One and came over to drive for Jaguar. And that was the old livery from then.
Nice.
That just shows how old I am.
Hey, you're probably not far off me, mate. I don't think, on the wrong side of 45.
Yeah, I'm on the wrong side of 55.
Oh, okay, I'm not that old. So Jim's older than me, everybody. God, there is actually somebody older than me in JPB. As everybody generally is younger than me. You and I. Drives me crazy. He's like 21 of them. Ridiculous.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
All the commentators you got are all in their like 20s or early 30s.
Yeah. And there's me, you, and Biggles that are old. Oh, and Alex. Alex is old as well. He's older than me. So Alex Goldschmidt on here. Don't forget, guys, join us later on for more action on the racetrack as we've got the Autobahn returning here as we tackle 1 hour of Belle Isles. That's going to be interesting. Then join us in the morning for we've got FDL Super Formula Light Championship from Algarve. And the 150 Motorsport returns on Thursday with myself and Alex Goldschmidt as we tackle the Ginettas. That's going to be a fun one at Silverstone Grand Prix Circuit. So join us for this. A lot more action. This is the 20 broadcast week here for JPB, right the way through till Sunday at about 4 a.m. But lights are on. No Michael LeMay's in pit lane. He's missed the start. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Graham Matthews, you got to go, go, go. He tried to go, 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 and he didn't go, go, go anywhere. Paul Crabb goes and jumps him right at the beginning there, and Crabb has made it through. Bramer's made it through. Clark's made it through. Paul LeMay's made it through. Bird's made it through. And Luke Maxwell. The only one that did not make it through very far was John McHutchison, and he's all the way down in 9th place at the minute, tucked in behind Menno de Graaf, Graham Matthew, and Luke. Paul and Jamie going side by side for the first run through the bus stop. The Irishman leads the way over the Dutchman, over the Englishman. We've got 2 of them going side by side. LeMay's missed it altogether. Oh, Paul LeMay, Matthews is side by side, and there's somebody else off. I think that might be Jamie Bird.
Oh my goodness. Did they touch or something? Because they both got it wrong right there.
Oh, Bird bounced the curb.
Oh, I tell you, that curb is getting them tonight. You know, you run those heavy cars through there, it doesn't seem to do that, but these little cars are bouncing all over the place.
It's just you've got to be about a millimetre or a centimetre off where you need to be, and instantly the car will bounce. Well, have a look on the camera on top here of these guys next time they go through. You've got to be dead precise if you are going to be brave enough to go and try and run that wall, because it is literally, Jim, a millimetre one side to a millimetre the other, and it can just all go wrong for you.
I believe it. I don't have a lot of experience here in these light cars like this. It caught me by surprise the way they're bouncing around through there a little bit.
Yeah, Luke Maxwell's made his way back up into 4th place. He's just going to run side by side with Paul Crabb. Through he goes. Luke Maxwell has made it through. Then we've got Ewan Bramer. Now, this is what we mean, guys. Keep an eye on where Paul puts his car. How brave is he going to be with the wall? Now, keep an eye on the wall. It is literally millimetres away. Paul's on a defence at the moment. He's got Ewan Bramer there. Now he can come out. There you go. He's got to pop it right in, because if he doesn't, he's going to be in trouble. Now on board with Ewan Bramer. Bramer there with Maxwell now tucked up behind him.
Well, I would say there, Paul Crabb he didn't take an extremely brave line through there. It was a little bit conservative. I think that's because he was approaching it, like you said. He was running that defensive line down the straightaway leading up to that. So, yeah, that's well, Ewan Bramer's right there though. And Luke is. Well, I tell you what, it looks like having a old Dale Earnhardt behind you or something. You look back and you see that black car back there behind you, and you know he's fast and he's coming.
Yeah, well, John McHutchison is trying to, but he cannot get past Menno de Graaf, who's getting a pull from Paul Clark. Menno's putting on a great show this evening. 5th in race number 1. He's sitting 5th in race number 2, 17 minutes down. Digger part in YouTube. David Rolliston fan club out in the massive tonight here. Go on, Dave. He says, oh, Digger. So fair play, lots of love for this man from the Tiger Racing team doing the job once more. Go on, Dave Abbott's son. You're more famous than me. Going into into turn number 1. And that was the fastest lap of the race by Luke Maxwell, Jim, but no surprise at the moment.
No, that's to be expected. I think I'm sure that NASCAR reference probably you didn't register with a lot of people, but I would say in this series, Luke Maxwell is one of those guys that when you look in your mirror, you really got to go because I thought he was going to take it on the inside there.
Yeah, Paul Clark lives to fight another day. Not entirely sure that anyone really got a nice line through there. Clark is here. Menno's still there in front of John. John can't get through. Menno blocking him off. See, that for me, what Menno did going into that corner, that's a perfect defense. He got round the corner, he set him up, and he gave him just enough room. Just enough room to have a go on the inside, Menno did. And he was almost sitting there saying, if you think you're brave enough, come and have a go. But you aren't brave enough because I'm not going to let you. And he just gave him a car's whip. Car's whip.
Oh, my goodness. I thought he might get him there. Golly. You're right, though. Menno is running a fantastic defensive line. Just enough, but the reality is if he takes it, Hutchison, he can't pull the pass off because he still doesn't have enough room.
Yeah, Menno still blocking pocket John off. John's managed to get into the clutches of David Rollo now, so Rollo's going to have to, can he have a go at McHutchinson? John's lost a little bit of time to Menno. Battle's taking shape in the middle. We've still got the front three. Crab, Bramer and Maxwell. They're shooting up through the S's. Here they come on board with Luke Maxwell looking over from the roll bar. There is Ewan Bramer. Are we going to go on the outside? He's pulled out too early. Tucked back in again. Paul Crabb. Oh, Ewan's gave him that inside line. How is this going to work out coming into the chicane? Crabb, Maxwell, Bramer. What about further back? Menno, John and Paul, as they were. Sounds like the Beatles band behind them. But it's Paul Crabb, Luke Maxwell and Ewan Bramer still continuing to fight. And Menno's gone down the order. He has lost a couple of places, did poor old Menno de Graaf, and I wonder if this was just purely... Oh, John McHutchinson. He pulled the old NASCAR bump and run.
Well, I mean, look, the time's flying, man. You can't, if somebody's holding you up, you eventually got to put a bumper on them and move them out of the way, and he did. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's racing. There's other people that think you have to do it clean. I believe that's perfectly okay in my book.
I don't know. If I was watching, the Bowman Grey from this weekend, I would say pump him as much as you like, right? Because them cars are quite heavy, and let's face it, Bowman Grey is not a very wide circuit, so it's not going to be much damage. Apart from them ended up on the grass, which was quite amusing. But on a fast-flowing racetrack like Watkins Glen, giving the guy in front a little bit of a punt and run. I don't know. We'll see what goes on. I don't know if that's cricket or not, John, to be blatantly honest with you.
I think it's okay as long as you don't wreck them. If you wreck them, then that's another story entirely, and you should be penalized for it. But if you can move them out of the way gently, if you got enough car control to do that, which he did right there.
Oh, they're free wide up front.
They are free wide.
Bearsex. Oh, perhaps managed to hold on. He got the exit really, really poor. They were running free wide, Maxwell and Crabb at one point. We will go back and just check how that one materialized. But here we go. The Crabb gets past. We caught the end of that. Maxwell got past Crabb, then Crabb got past Maxwell in a minute. And now this is where Ewan Bramer ended up coming into it at the same time. And literally, you can see at the moment, there's the one move out. There's the third one. They were almost just, not a lot of gap there. Brad was not giving that up, Jim.
That was quite interesting.
And they're still going.
Is this live? We're back to live here.
Yeah, they're still going now. I've not left anyone alone, but the problem is they're bringing in Paul Clark and John McHutchinson.
At this point, I don't think they're thinking about anything but each other. They've swapped spots. I've been sitting here watching the timing thing. They swapped spots 4 times in the last half lap.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, man, look, Paul Crabb, that's a prime example of what I'm talking about. Paul Crabb was, midfielder last race, kind of towards the back, and up here now, and he's up here running with the, fastest guy on the track.
Paul Crabb is a winner in a different championship, is Paul. But
okay.
yeah, so he's not slow. They're all jiggling around. Crabb goes through. What about McCutcheon? Him and Clark. The history.
No.
Yeah, long story. Hopefully enough, there wasn't any more. And both men go through. Can Crabb keep up with Maxwell? Now that's free for John to go and close in here. How close is he going to be able to get? With 11 minutes to go, the Saltire machine of John McCutcheon behind the silver and purple just now free to close in. Could this be a 4-way race before we go?
It could be. I mean, we still got a good amount of time here, and McCutcheon is finally free. Let's see if he can put down a couple of those heater laps that he's capable of running and run these guys down. But it could be.
Yeah, we're going to find out very, very shortly here. John's got to look at closing out. We're just breaking into the final 10. And he has now managed to get onto the back, but everybody at the moment, right the way down to Paul LeMay. You can see LeMay down in 8th. It's only 3.5 seconds from top to bottom. There's LeMay tucked in behind Menno. Menno's tucked in behind Rollo. Rollo's trying to close in on Clark. LeMay's just said, I want to go and have a go at everyone. To through he goes at the moment. Michael's still in pit lane. He's out. No, he's out at the moment. Jamie Bird is still running, but he's been in pit lane. Perhaps under attack once more as these guys continue to run with Ewan Bramer. All the while they're doing this, Maxwell's escaping up the road, Jim.
Yeah, they're fighting it out back there, and that is definitely freeing up Luke to pull away a little bit. But it's also bringing McCutcheon right into the picture. Here he is. He's in the battle now.
Absolutely.
We forgot Paul LeMay ran off track on that in the bus stop on that first turn and ended up dead last in the field. And he's worked his way back up to 7th, and it seems like now that he's by Menno de Graaf, as we know, Menno seems to be running a nice wide car this evening. So we'll see if that frees Paul up to try to catch back up to some of these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to keep an eye out. See how this one materializes. Luke Maxwell, McCutcheon's trying to go at the inside of Ewan Bramer. He has made it through. Bramer's going to have the inside though for the next left-hander. If he keeps it there, he will have the inside for the next left-hander as well. He's got to try, however, and run it off here. Nope, doesn't. John slots in and takes that away.
Yeah, that's interesting. I thought Ewan might have had the line there. He might have just decided to pick and choose his battles there.
Absolutely. But Ewan's still going to try and get a hold of John if he can. John's going to try and get a hold of Paul Crabb, and Crabb will try and get a hold of Luke Maxwell, but Maxwell's now roaring away, 1.3 seconds. Paul LeMay in behind David Rollo. Rollo behind Clark. All of this still pulling in Menno at the back. Matthews 5.5. He's going to be battling with Stefan Mellis very, very shortly. Jamie Bird tootling around on his own here. Is Rollo going to be able to make this through, Jim? Because Paul's very traditionally difficult to overtake.
Yeah, both of them. I mean, at this point, I think Rolliston's watching his rearview mirror as much as he is looking at Paul in front of him. Paul LeMay's coming, as well. So, I don't know. Clark seems to be a little off this evening. He's kind of given some space and, just not driving as defensively as sometimes he's been known to do.
Yeah, David Rollo makes a move. Rollo makes a move over Clark. Going through the right hander. He's now going to go side by side, trying that cut back underneath him. Clark gave him just enough, and I say just enough room. But these four continuing. Clark bounces the front end of that SR8 up now through the left-hander, coming into the kneecap. Now they go for the final time. Here this evening, Paul Clark, Rollo, LeMay, and De Graaf all close together. Then we've got Ewan Bramer, John McCutcheon, Paul Crabb. Oh, Rollo's got up the inside of Clark. They're going to make a little bit of contact. They're going to run towards Jim on the way down to the bus stop.
Yeah, he got by him right there, though, and you're right. Well, Clark was making that tough on him, and I tell you what it did. LeMay slowed up because of what they were doing, and and you got Menno de Graaf back in there, has done snuck back in and got back in. Well, they're kind of swapping back and forth, but yeah, Menno got back in front of Paul LeMay there in that whole mess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, looks like LeMay came out on the losing end of that whole deal. He, I think he hesitated because it looked like they were fixing to get into it, and he lost his momentum there.
Yeah, Paul LeMay's going to have to keep going and try and plug along. He has obviously got speed. Just see Ewan Bramer, Paul Crabb, and John McCutcheon. McCutcheon in second. Maxwell 1.8 down the road now, Jim.
Yeah, and and McCutcheon, that's a lot. We still got 6 minutes, but I think Paul Crabb's giving him fits here. He's getting a little bit in front of him right here, but that's just this segment. Here comes Ewan. Wow, he was dropping back all of a sudden, and now he's flying.
Ewan now pushing in behind Paul Crabb.
And it's funny though, all of these guys we're talking about, we're still within 6 seconds of the leaders. All the way back, and it's only about 6 seconds between all of them. That's crazy.
It is. I think that just goes to show how close this field actually is here. And all the way back to Paul LeMay. See the others coming into the picture now. Ewan Bramer's going to start getting the run. Oh, he's pulled out a little bit early, tucked back in, that's it, well done. He's going to use that now, he's going to go again. Is he going to have enough? I don't think he is. I think he come out of that circuit a little bit early, perhaps late. He knows he can go in late, and he does soar through, manages to hold on. Paul Crabb's looking a little bit untouchable in that chicane at the moment.
He's getting through there quite well. Wait a minute. Oh, he just went around. We just lost Crabb.
Oh, Paul Crabb. Just said he comes out well out the chicane and then going into the toe.
Oh, got away from him on that sweeping right-hander.
Round the outer loop, and unfortunately for Crabb, he ended up going round and drops all the way back down to the end of he's back in the pits actually, because he did end up smashing his car up, unfortunately for Crabb. And he's gone back to pit lane. Paul Clark, Paul LeMay side by side. LeMay eyeing the blue, yellow and red. Clark in the orange, white and teal, I guess. We're going to go cool with that one. And LeMay does go through. Menno and Rollo now free to battle. As Luke Maxwell's out in front. John McCutcheon and Ewan Bramer look like the top three.
Yeah, they look pretty solid. They've kind of all separated out a little bit up there now. They're not on each other's bumpers so far, but Menno de Graaf is all over Rollo here.
Here we go. What is Menno going to be able to do? Is he going to be able to get in front of Rollo?
He's feeling quite feisty today, isn't he? He's up there running hard with these guys today.
Oh, blimey.
Whoa.
He's going to get his nose in. Oh.
Yeah, he's in the wrong line, though.
Yeah.
Man, it's hard to approach that bus stop from that close to the fence like that.
Yep, you need to be a little bit wider out for Menno, and he wasn't quite wide enough. But now he's under pressure from Paul LeMay, who's tucked in behind him. LeMay going to have a good old go, runs a little bit wide. Is he going to be able to hold on to the position from Paul Clark? He does. Now he's going to go after Menno once more through the right-hander here. How is this one going to pan out? We're going to be one and one more, I believe, Jim. We should hit 13 laps.
Yeah, we should.
We were 1 second off last time, so we should do.
Yeah, we were. I think that move that Menno just did, I find that really close to blocking, the way he slung that car out in front of Paul LeMay like that. I mean, there's defensive driving, and then there's just straight up blocking, and that one was
Well,
pretty aggressive.
according to you, Jim, we can bump people out the way, but apparently we can't block them. You can't have a double standard, Jim Cunningham. You got it one or the other. You know, you can either have blocking. We're on the final lap. You're either going to have blocking or you're going to have driving clean. You can't have a bump and run and say, yes, James, that's fine, and then blocking's not.
Okay, all right.
Just
I'm
saying,
okay with that.
I'm just putting it out there, Jim. You know?
I mean, I'm okay with that. As long as we can put the bumper to them to move them out of the way, I'm okay with that.
All right. Next time I'm in an official, I'll do that and see what the response I get. Oh, Menno!
Oh!
Menno! Clark's going to come through running outside. LeMay's on him.
I think same thing happened to LeMay again. He might have held enough momentum this time, but he lifted there because he knew Menno was in trouble. Oh, is this going to stick? If he sticks this, he's good. All right.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did. You know, that was a question whether his car was going to grip up or not. This is a tough turn right here. Very underrated turn on this track. I can't tell you how many times I've looped that thing around right in that turn there.
I've done it so many times in the Gen 3, it was insane.
Oh, God. I can't even imagine.
Menno's on the grass. Menno's on the grass. He's just lost that place to Paul Clark. But ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be Luke Maxwell for race number 2. John McCutcheon in 3rd, and Ewan Bramer rounds out 4th. There goes Luke, there goes John, there goes Ewan. 1, 2, and 3. And we got Rollo's going to come over the line in 4th. Menno de Graaf looks like he's going to come 6th. Paul LeMay in 5th. Paul Clark tucked up right behind him. And then we got Stephen Mellis and Graham Matthews. It is going to be Graham Matthews coming through there and rounding out the top 8. And then, of course, we've got poor old Jamie Bird all by myself. Jamie Bird down here, unfortunately for him. Been driving around for pretty much most of this race on his Todd. It is like a Billy No Mates at a party. It's not good. Like a meat eater at a vegan party, all on his own.
I tell you what we watched there was at the end when LeMay got by Menno and Menno ran wide, that he just lost the pole position in the next race.
Yeah, top 5. Paul LeMay's grabbing it.
Yeah, Paul LeMay took that top spot from him when he ran wide there. That was a pretty big mistake from Menno right there.
Mm-hmm. Over the line comes Jamie Bird. So good job from him. Well done, Jamie. Right, let's bring you here.
Well, he never got right after that bus stop spin on the first lap. He was out there all alone.
Right, we are going to have a 5-minute warm-up. Let's bring up the grid. The final results for race number 2. Luke Maxwell is your winner with John McCutcheon in 2nd and Ewan Bramer in 3rd. David Rollison 4th. Paul LeMay will be on pole for race number 3. Menno de Graaf, Paul Clark, Graham Matthews, Stephen Mellis, Jamie Bird, Paul Crabb and Michael LeMay. Right. We're going to have a couple of minutes here to sit back and chill it out. We've got 5 minutes of a brief little warm-up. Generally means the guys are going to go and have a break. There we go. Yeah. Race number 3, top 5 reverse. So the guys like Luke and John are not going to be as far back. But we're going to have a very, very strong lineup for that top 5 with Luke, John, Ewan, David, and Paul LeMay.
Yes. Yes. And I feel like we need during this break to talk about Paul Crabb. He was, doing a phenomenal job running up there at the front. And 2 laps to go, he loses in that big sweeper after the bus stop. That's so rough. I mean, he was doing a fantastic job holding on to 2nd, battling for 2nd, 3rd right there together. And just, ended up in 11th place back there after that. Certainly not indicative of the way he ran in that race.
No.
Give him credit. He had a good run.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's just tough when things happen like that. Poor Digger, YouTube chat, P4, very nice. Yeah, I agree. Good job from David Rollison there. He'll be battling in that front 5, though, which is going to be a very quick 5 for race number 2. So hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going to go very, very interesting, I believe. Oh. So don't forget, guys, check out everything else that's coming up on JBB this week. There is a lot. So coming along, we've got every sort of racing you could possibly think of this week. Started off with GT3s. We're here with SR8s. We've got multi-class later on with the Autobahn sports car, GTP, LMP2 and GT3s. We got the Super Formula Lights coming in tomorrow morning early. Then we're going to have more NASCAR's going to be going live Wednesday night. We've got sprint round F3s taking place for the J2 ICS, which is coming back round 1 from Interlagos. We've got Ginettas coming in Super Cups coming from 150. We're back to SR10s on Thursday. We got main points race with the super late models is taking shape on Friday morning, Thursday night if you're in the US. We've got TCRs and Porsche Cups taking place with the TSRC Tin Top Series for round 3 on Friday night. And we've got the VWSC Historic, their 1985 series, 2.5 hours of Daytona. More NASCAR on Saturday morning and on Sunday morning, with the NARAS round 14 from Darlington. We got the Platinum Endurance League returns, round 1 from Bathurst for GT3 action, OGRL with GT3s. Tanzo GR86, IGP Super Formula Lights from round 8 from RF. Then we've got the main sim racing back again on Monday morning early for their 100 laps of Daytona. Super Formula Big Brothers from SR4S for round 4 at Jerez. And then the triple bypass is back again on Monday morning, Sunday night. So if there isn't something on this YouTube channel this week, well, you need to look at yourself and call yourself a racing fan, because there is a lot coming up this week on the JBB YouTube channel, and it is absolutely mental. I think I counted 20 broadcasts up until Monday morning.
You can breathe now, James. That was about 2 minutes without a breath there, I think, at least.
Man, there was so much on there. The problem is that's a lot. You know, I mean, there's so many car classes, so many different types of cars. Man,
well,
all those acronyms. I know. I'm sorry, Connor.
Anybody, you used them all right there. Anybody watching this race needs to tune in Thursday evening. You and I will be doing that SR10 radical race, because obviously, if you're watching this, you like radicals, and you probably are fans of one or two of these drivers in this field, and a lot of these guys will be in that SR10 race. It's a similar car. A little faster, a little more horsepower, a little harder to drive. To me, again, I think this is arguably one of the most fun cars on iRacing to drive. Certainly one of the most fun, the best, could easily be the best free car on iRacing right here, this SR8. If you like this kind of racing, you need to jump into this league and check this stuff out. These cars are not really super hard to drive. You know, they're just powered enough that you can it's a good car to start in, but yet it holds its own no matter what skilled the drivers are, obviously. And we got our grid up here.
Grid for race number 3. Paul LeMay on pole, David Rollison in second, Ewan Bramer, John McCutcheon and Luke Maxwell top 5. Meadow de Graaf, Paul Clark, Graham Matthews, Stephen Mellis, Jamie Bird, Paul Crabb, and Michael LeMay rounding out the final 12. So here we go for the final race of this evening. Let's see what goes on, who's going to be able to do what, who's going to get where. And I can tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen, Paul LeMay is going to get it off the start. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Round for race number 3. It's green. Rollo and McCutcheon got an absolute flyer. McCutcheon's going for the lead earlier on. Ewan Bramer's going to come up the inside. David Rolliston's gone down 2, into 4th place. He got jumped by Ewan Bramer. He got jumped by John McCutcheon. Now he's got Menno locked in. Luke also did not get off the start. Luke went down 3 places. He's down into 8th. So John's gone forward. Luke's gone backwards. What's Paul LeMay going to do? Defend, son. He goes into the bus stop. John looks like he's going to bounce it through. He's taken the lead. Luke side by side with Jamie Bird going through the bus stop for the first time. Through the outer loop now. Luke Maxwell has got to move himself forward here. Jim, he lost 3 places. He's got 1 back, and he's still further down the order. But great start from the Scottish highwayman there, John McCutcheon.
Oh, my God. If this thing settles out, we need to go back and watch that. He shot right up the middle, passing everybody. He almost got the lead before they got to the first turn, which is not that far. And, wow, what a first quarter of that lap.
Yeah, absolutely mental. Coming there, what a start. Diggers there say doesn't hold up to my skill level for the SR10s. I think that was Digger, or if it's not, let us know what your skill level is. Are we talking Formula Vs, skateboards, scooters? What are we talking about? They go on that one. Maxwell is finding himself in possibly the worst place ever behind Paul, Mr. Super Wide Clark. Does not make it, yep, and Menno at the same time. So Luke's got a tough run down into town, up into the bus stop this time. He's got to at least try and clear 1. We have got 25 minutes, so that will sit on Luke's side. But at the same time here, Jim, he's got to make sure he can try at least clear 1 of these.
It could take 25 minutes to get by these 2 guys alone, man. They're both hard to pass. I mean, his car is really, really fast. But, yeah, he's got some tough guys to pass in front of him for sure.
Side by side, Clark comes through, still manages to hold on. Bird's tucked in right behind now. My earphones have caught around my arm and my chair, and I've just nearly ripped my ears off. Right, McCutcheon still out in front there as well. I felt like a dog being pulled back on a lead at that point, Jim.
Hazards of the job right there.
Yeah, I literally went to move my head, and I nearly thought I jolted my neck there. I thought the wife had a dog lead on me. Get back here, son.
Like one of them kids you see at Disney World. Parents got him on a leash. You know, your wife's got you on a little leash there on the honeydew.
Normally,
man, I can't get over Hutchinson's lap. That first lap, I mean, that just blew me away the way he. I mean, these are fast guys he's passing too. These aren't, this isn't back markers.
Yeah, he got off the line. Look, absolute flyer from John, and he just shifts straight through the middle. Luke has already gone back. He must have really got bogged down on that line. Because he's sitting in 5th here. Here we go. Oh, yeah.
He spun it. Yeah, he spun his tires hard.
Yeah. He went down far. Man. Wow, not good.
Yeah. That just shows you, how quick one little mistake with a field like this, and you get yourself back there in trouble. He's still back there behind Paul Clark and Menno DeGraff. Is that's tough to get by him. But I don't know what Digger was talking about. If he was saying that these cars or the SR10s are above his skill level, or if that's what he meant by that, they're definitely not, man. Get in one of these SR8s and drive them. Get in this league and come enjoy this stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that was in conjunction to, because we were just talking about what was on this week as well. So that was, I don't really know. So unless he said, I don't know. Digger, explain yourself, young man, before I stick you under a spotlight on a chair. But you can see the gap to 10th place is only 4.6 seconds. And that is Mr. Paul Crabb, who's just set the fastest lap of the race. And Stefan Mellis in front of him. In 10th place is Paul Crabb. Mellis in 9th. Bird in 8th. Michael LeMay's had somewhat of a stinking evening here this evening, unfortunately for Michael. It looked like he had technical issues in race number 1, possibly the same in 2. Jamie Bird, he's just run it over the curb. Luke cannot get through. And what does Luke need to do? Get through. You need to try and pick these off. They're making this look so difficult to overtake, and that's purely because they're in a draft train. Everybody's getting draft. Every single one. Rollo's got the fastest lap. 39.487. He's in the draft. John's the only one who's not getting it because he's out in front. LeMay's in a draft. They're all in a draft train, and nobody can make a move. Paul's getting pulled into John. Ewan's getting pulled into Paul. Rollo's getting pulled along. Menno's getting pulled. They're all getting pulled along. It's like taking a school of children for a walk on a rope at the moment.
It really is. If Jamie hadn't have bumped off the track there a little bit, run through the dirt, he's back inside the draft as well now. I mean, literally this whole field, with the exception of when it gets down to Paul Crabb, he's back far enough. He's out of the draft right now, but the car ahead of him. But yet he's pulling the two guys behind him along. This is close racing, man. This is fun stuff, though. You know, I'd much rather see this kind of racing than, you know, some guy that runs away from the field. You know, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
The biggest gap we've had of anybody tonight was what, a second and a half, I think, for a win, and that was in the last race.
Yeah. No, you are right. These guys do. The thing is, they do put on an absolute stunning show of how to drive these cars. And I think the thing is as well is none of these are stupid drivers. Like, you know, I've seen people cause mass dilemmas, mass dramas, and it's just not worth it. But these guys, they're all very, very sensible. Luke, however, is sitting in this car and he knew I could have pictured his face of disbelief after his moment there in race number 3 at the beginning, or the beginning of this race. He would have sat there, seen that web dress on the back of that wing, and he would have thought, oh, no. Because he's
gotta run.
Yeah, he's bumped him up. Is he going to be able to hold it now going into the bus stop?
Oh, yeah.
Rollo's, hold on, Jim. Rollo's under attack with Menno. Rollo manages to hold on. Menno's dropped back into the clutches of Luke. Is he going to be able to make it through here, through the outer loop? Luke's closed all the way in. Rollo manages to survive another day, but for how much longer? Menno's thinking about blocking. He's thinking about defending there, Jim.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, if he'd have made one more charge at Rolliston right there, Luke was going to go by him. You know, because he got it all wrong, you know, trying to get by Rolliston, and Luke almost got him as soon as he got by Paul Clark. But now, like you said, I think he's going to turn around and start driving defensive now to keep Luke behind him.
Yeah, and Luke can't really afford that, can he?
No. He's got a little time. I mean, don't wreck the car trying to get by him, but
try something.
As long as Paul LeMay's up there chewing on McCutcheon, that's gonna, you know, keep him in check a little bit, maybe.
Exactly. Connor, tell me what league you want to get in, mate, and I'll get you an invite to the Discord. There you go. I'm in 80 of them, Connor. I think I could find one that could fit you. So let me know what you want to drive and what you like the look of. This week's broadcasts are all on the JPB YouTube channel. There is a couple still more to go up, waiting for some sponsor logos from J2ICS and Triple Bypass and others. But once they go up as well, pick a league. Tell me what league you want. Luke Maxwell, now with Menno. Here we go, side by side. Luke's on the left-hand side. Is he going to be able to get through? Luke's going to... I don't think he's doing... He is? No.
I don't think so. Nah.
Oh, you down at you.
Oh
no, he's made a mistake. Paul.
Sorry.
It's all right. Clark's nearly going to get there. I agree. Clark almost got there as well.
Clark sent it right there.
You got GT3's Connor that went off earlier on tonight with Tanzo GT3's. Is UK time better for you? Give me your time zone, dude, because we've got GT3's in the US. I've got GT3's Sunday lunchtime, and I've got GT3's on a Monday night. Which one works best?
There are GT3's everywhere.
Yep, absolutely. These guys continue in and out, still scrapping away. Paul has dropped, not massively, mind you, but he has dropped just a little bit over McCutcheon. McCutcheon quicker, 2 tenths, 4 tenths, dead level on lap number 5. LeMay's got to pull him in one more time. Is he going to be able to get through here for Paul LeMay? Nothing doing. Oh, Rollo's hit the wall. Rollo's thumped the wall. He thumped the wall coming out. Yep, he's hit the wall. Look at the steering.
Oh,
it's to the left. It's just off center.
Yeah, he's clearly off pace now.
Yeah.
Golly.
He literally come out of that side and he thumped that wall. Luke's tucked in behind Menno. Can you drive on a Monday night, Connor? Let me know. Menno now as well. Luke's going to go for it. Menno's going to try and drive defensively. Luke needs to clear this. He's got a broken David Rolliston. Rollo's going to hold these two up going into the bus stop. Is he going to be able to make it through Luke this time? He does make it. Can he get it stopped? He does get it stopped. Oh, Luke comes out the other side in front of Menno de Graaf. Rollo manages to survive. Now, I know Luke's going to get up there to him, and Dave's in a very broken car.
I'm not so sure Rolliston's car's hurt that bad.
Really don't think?
No, I don't. Look, man, look at this. Luke's not closing that gap up rapidly, and we know Luke's faster than him just based on qualifying times. But, no, I think Rolliston might be all right,
Oh, I don't know.
When we get a straightaway shot like this again, where we got a chance to really look at his wheel on a straightaway, let's do it. I don't think he's that off.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out. Jim's confident he ain't broke. I'm confident he is broke.
His feet aren't showing. He was driving around maintaining position with his feet hanging out on the first race.
Yeah.
Rolliston's one of those guys. He's kind of an all or nothing kind of guy, though, isn't he? The way he drives, just from the races that I've seen this year with him. He seems like he's up there battling hard, or he makes a mistake going so hard,
Yeah. I agree.
I like that style. Nothing wrong with that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said in Days of Thunder, you got your calculating drivers, and then you got your kamikaze drivers.
Yeah, I would say I'm coming both of them, Jim, but I really don't. Be blatantly honest. Well, I'm more cautious as the Luke Maxwell side, but Rollo is broken, Jim. I'm sorry to tell you, but he is.
Yeah.
He's just lost another one.
I mean, it's to Luke. I mean, let's see what happens from here. I mean, again, I hope he's not, because like I said, I like his driving style too. And he's fun to watch. But
he's off center.
Yeah, he is off center a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's all right. He's still going to make it challenging for those guys behind him.
Well, he will with an off-centre steering, but there we go. Menno's now going to try and challenge him, and Menno's steering is as straight as a die. Jamie Bird's mixed in behind that one. Is he going to be able to get through these two? Luke's got to try and get onto Ewan Bramer. I'm a little bit worried that 3.8 seconds is too much for him.
Yeah, I would agree. That's a tough gap. That's a tough gap. I just want to see. I don't know. I'm waiting to see what Luke does right here. If he can catch Ewan before we, let's see. We got about 12 minutes left. Oh, he's flying, man. He's taking all the racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they made that. I thought that they had some kind of rule change where that section was now an off track if you went that far.
Yeah, in turn number one they have. And don't forget, these guys have still got off tracks to play with, right? So in turn one, if you go now out past the curbing, it is an off track. But but what they have also done is in turn number 8, I'll show you where that is. And then you can, wow.
No, he's flying, man. He's using all the track trying to run him down.
Yeah. It's just after this. We're going into turn 7, so it'll be the right-hander after toe, which they aptly named the hill. And Luke's going to come into it now. They've extended this as not an off-track. You can go you can go round. They've kind of swapped it over. You can now run that quite wide out all up this, where he is now.
Yeah.
That's not an off-track now.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I like that. And I like the fact that they've kind of penalized that turn 1 thing. There were people that used to take a big advantage there. But if it's not a slowdown penalty and you've got an off-track or two to play with, you certainly can use that area to carry an extra little bit of speed through there.
Jamie now. John's gone and set the fastest lap, 1:39 into the last 5 minutes. Bird's going to go and try and have a go with Rollo. Nothing doing here. It's not going to be long. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Rollo's going to be under attack again. And up the straight. He's got nothing. I don't think he's got
I agree.
this.
You know what we failed to mention there? Jamie got by
Rollo.
Minnow DeGraff. Well, Rollo's playing real defensive driving right there.
I think he's trying to hold on, but
yeah, we failed to mention that apparently Jamie got by Minnow. Yeah, look at that. Oh, ran him out wide.
yeah,
Oh,
Jamie gave
was
him
aggressive.
got his old elbows out, didn't he?
he did. He spread him out there a little bit. Let me get these wings out. I'm Jamie Bird.
Yeah. Oh no, Michael!
Oh, no.
No, Mikey, no! That's not fair.
What a tough day Mikey's had, man.
Michael LeMay is going to go out of this one, and he's just going to be sitting back thinking, "Oh my God, what was that this evening? It was
He's thinking,
unbelievable."
I skipped dinner with the family for this.
Yeah,
Wow, Michael, man, what a tough day. I mean, all 3 races.
yeah.
Well, connection problems or whatever it was, whatever kind of hardware problems he was having earlier. But
Yeah,
Rollo is.
that's the thing. It's a tough night when you start getting things wrong on that one. Yeah, reach out to Sean Clark, bud, and tell him I sent you, and he'll hook you up and should be able to get you into the league, mate. They do categories pro and am, so if you feel that you want to go into the AMs for the first season, go for it. I know they've started halfway through, but might let you join, mate. It's worth a try, isn't it?
I think they will, and it's they got pro-am, and amateur, so they got 3 categories to slot you in over there.
Yeah, so you can pick one. But there we go. Paul LeMay moves his way through on E1 Bramer up into second. Bramer's trying to come back the other way. Jamie Bird and David Rolliston.
No.
Jamie Bird and David Rolliston have both decided to put each other off the side of the circuit, too wide. Rollo didn't back out. He hit the curb, and they synchronized their spin. Do you know the interesting thing with that as well? Do you know what that instantly reminded me of? It reminded me of the red arrows stunt display, smoke coming out the back of the car, because there's 8 lots of smoke. Watch, 4 out of each car. There we go. All they needed to do now is spin the car in the right direction, and they could have made a heart shape.
It looked pretty good.
It?
Oh, man,
It wasn't just
unfortunate,
me. Oh, don't worry about the unfortunate bit. I thought the old aircraft display looked good. Red Arrow's going to be jealous. So there we go. Pull them at anyone.
Red arrows.
Hey, nothing wrong with the Red Arrows.
And if you're an American, we'll go with the Blue Angels. It's the Red Arrows from the RAF, and the Blue Angels from the United States Navy.
Well, there you go. That works. I'd be arms low, but yeah, definitely. Yeah, try it, mate. Try it. We'll see you on the broadcast next Monday. Right, here we go. Is E1 Bramer going to be able to attack Paul LeMay? E1's got a lot better run up the hill, mind you. Don't want to go that early. Paul's trying to, almost to me, to you, Verstappen, Hamilton-esque, side by side again. Who wants what, where, when, how, who? LeMay backs out. Bramer takes that position, and that's second place to E1 Bramer. We're just nearly breaking in to 5 to go. Yeah. John's out in front. Rollo battling again. Oh, dearie me. We got David Rolliston, who's very elbows out and go for it. We got Paul Clark, who's elbows out and defends like crazy.
Oh,
whoa!
Background. Oh, my gosh. That was Stefan, I believe. He got those curbs all wrong, and it just launched him. Look at this. He pitches this curb hard.
Same as Michael LeMay. Oh, Jamie Bird!
Oh, no. We clicked away to do the replay before Bird hit him. Wow.
Bird must have not seen. You could see smoke, mate.
Yeah, but he shot back across the track, I think. I think he just shot back across the track in front of him.
Oh, that was huge here. I dread to even think what speed that was. Can we get the speed on the replay? Oh, that sucks, because I'd like to know.
Oh, we can't. No, not on the replay, huh?
What speed Bird would have hit him in, but bang! Aren't we lucky this is simulated and they can both get up and make a cup of tea after this?
Yeah, that would have hurt.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I definitely think. Man, E1 Bramer here just took second place away from LeMay right before all that action happened. And, LeMay's back there struggling to get his second place back. And meanwhile, Luke Maxwell's closing in. I don't know if he's got enough time with 5 minutes left, but he's back there. You can see him now. That old black car, that intimidating car is coming up from behind. These two keep racing like that, he's going to get to him.
Yeah, 39.08, 40 for Paul. So a little bit of a gap, 40.1, I should say. Luke is going to get them.
Yeah,
he is going to close up.
Hard as they're racing, absolutely he's going to get them.
Without a shadow of a doubt. The only thing now is literally making sure that these two have Paul's either got to go or he's going to lose place to Luke. That's it. That's the thing. Because at the end of the day, Luke's going to come at him like an absolute banshee. So, going to have to be a little bit careful here what these two guys are going to do. You've battled hard enough. You've brought one of the fastest men in the series in. Menno's had a crash. Menno. Oh, that's turn 8. Oh, dude, on the curb. On the exit. Back end's going.
That is what happens.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh, who was that? Was that Paul?
Paul Crabb.
Oh, it was Crabb, huh?
Crabb was nearly crabbing.
Hey, look. Paul Crabb had some reflexes right there. That was pretty good. Oh yeah, look at him. Look at Maxwell. He's like a hunter on the prowl right now.
Yeah, Paul Crabb, the man fueled by whiskey, manages to go and use his cat-like reflexes. I don't know how he did that, but he managed to avoid it. LeMay and Bramer. Oh, Paul, you've got to be brave. You've got to be brave, son. Bramer's got it wrong. LeMay's going to come up the inside into the outer loop. Is he going to be able to make this through? No. Maxwell's going to try and go around the outside. LeMay didn't get the block in quick enough. He's going to allow the door open for Luke Maxwell. He's carried more speed than Luke Maxwell. He's holding on to the outside. LeMay's going to have the inside for the next right-hander now. Is he going to be able to do this? LeMay's got to try. Get him out, son. Get your elbows out. Get the missus in the car. Get a chucking the old blinking cooking utensils out at him. Do whatever he can to stop him. Luke's going to try and go up the inside of turn 8. LeMay's losing place again. Oh, they're losing time to even Ewan Bramer in second place. But Paul LeMay is under the cosh, mate. He's got to have his wife in that second seat chucking out that spatula.
That might be the best one ever. Oh, man. Yeah, he's got his hands full, and Ewan's just kind of creeping away from him a little bit there because Paul LeMay's got a rear view mirror full of Luke Maxwell right now.
Absolutely defending like crazy. We literally, I think there's going to be one and one more here because we just about hit that final lap on a 1:30. I think John went over a little bit about 10 seconds earlier. So we're going to have one and one more. John probably could slow up and really test the patience of iRacing, but we'll see on that one. They're going up now on the back straight away. Bramer goes on the defense. LeMay's finally followed. Here goes Maxwell. He's followed as well. Bramer's out of line. They're going to close up on him on the exit. He got the entry all wrong. They did close up.
Why would he do that?
Oh, I don't know.
Why would he jump out like that?
I can't answer that question, Jim. I'm not driving. Here we go. Oh, Luke. Oh. It's going to be a final lap and a half if we make this one.
Yeah, I'm questioning whether we're going to get that other lap in or not. If we do, this is going to get real exciting.
Well, we're going to find out. John's got about 30 seconds to get from turn 8 through 9 through 10 and through the final. Is he going to be able to make this here? I think he might. Oh. It's going to be these one. It's going to be one of these on the line again, isn't it? 20.
Yeah.
Count it down. Don't forget, it's a long run down to Barney.
10 seconds from here.
Nearly 8, 7, 6.
Well, put on the brakes.
5. Oh.
Yeah, white flag. He's
Yeah.
waving the white flag. So
final lap for Luke,
Here
Paul, and Ewan. We're going to go now, Jim.
Oh, this is it. Crazy right
Luke's
here.
going to go up one. He's going to have a go early. He signaled his intentions. Pushes Paul LeMay out over the curb. Bramer. This is a Dutchman and two Englishmen here fighting it out up the road, and none of them can get past the Saltire Scottish man, who is 5.8 out in front. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Could this be a free wide moment? Paul, you've got to go. You know he's going, and you've got to go. Bramer got that wrong again. He's going to back them in on the exit. Bramer managed to get that car settled quick enough and held it through the outer loop. E1 Bramer running into the left-hander here, Jim, and they ain't got many places to have a go.
No, I don't know. This is it right here. He's got to get it. I mean, this is a place where you do put your nose on him right here. This is your last chance.
Yep.
Got to touch him.
Oh,
he didn't.
He's going to lose the place.
Yeah, Luke's going to get him, I believe, right here.
Paul, get over. You've got an inch. Let him take a mile. He didn't move. LeMay is going to lose his place. Hold it. He's going to try and go around the outside. LeMay's going to have the inside line. Here we go. Is he going to fight off Luke Maxwell for one more corner? John McCutcheon's coming around the final one. I will pick up on him. But at the moment, it does look like he's going to hold on. And here is John. He goes over the line. He's going to take this victory here. What happened here with Paul LeMay and Luke Maxwell? E1 Bramer. I thought he slowed down. Oh, it is Paul. It is Luke. And it is E1. I thought E1 was moving out of the way.
Well, I thought he might have caught a curb or something and shot across the track, but I think he was just swerving, to celebrate or whatever. But wow, man, if you don't like that, you don't like racing. That was good stuff right there. Wow, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I thought Paul gave that place to Luke there, but he did get his elbows out there and held on. My man Jamie's had a rough night. Him and Michael LeMay need to go have a cocktail together. Yeah. Is Stefan is he the guy that I'm talking to about the other league? Okay, I thought that's who that was. Oh no, he what does he say? Go out there and hit the pace car. I want you to hit the pace car. Why? Because you hit everything else on the track. Hit it too. Yeah, they got the cocktail crew down there at the bottom. They're gonna go all have drinks together. Looks like Luke Maxwell got the fast lap in that race, so that's a extra point for him. Is that? Oh, there we go back to the start here. This was so good.
Yeah, I just spun up the wheels and then had to get back on the clutch a bit and into second, and then you bogged down then. So yeah, it messed it up. Unfortunately, I was looking forward to a good race there, hopefully with John and Paul at the front. But yeah, it just put me back too far, to be honest, and it's a tough place to pass. So there were a few elbows out tonight for sure. It was good fun.
Menno was one with the elbows out. You know what you're going to get when you see iLounge racing on the back of a wing, don't you?
That's right, yeah.
You know what I mean? But you and Paul had a right little ding-dong through race number 3.
That was cracking, yeah. Just unfortunately, I didn't come out on top at the end. I was trying to really force it on the last lap, but I'd kind of got him to drop back a little bit from Erwan, but not quite enough. And the toe's strong, isn't it? So it's really hard. If there's a car in front, it's very difficult to pass someone who's quick. So yeah, tough going tonight. But that's a track I'd normally bin it at, so I was quite pleased. There were a couple of very hairy moments coming out of the bus stop where
yeah. I was
the
going to
back
say,
end
Luke, it
started to
didn't
go.
go completely. It wasn't as smooth as peanut butter, mate, was it? You know,
No.
you had a bit of a few crumbly bits in there.
Yeah, as usual, but at least I kept it out of the wall this time. So yeah, that track there is a bit of a nemesis for me. I always end up in a fireball in the wall somewhere. So I'm quite happy to get through the bus stop without any major damage or anything like that. So I was quite pleased with the pace. I think I got like a quickest lap on the last race there. So yeah, good for the championship overall. I suppose a second a win and a fourth. So happy with that. I think I'm going to be missing next week though, unfortunately.
Oh,
I'm away with work.
got weeks final 2 rounds, Luke.
Oh, I know.
Ooh.
But what can you do?
Nothing. No. Tell work you're
Life
busy.
happens.
Phone in sick. You know what I mean?
I'm off to Amsterdam for a week. I'll stick with it.
Yeah, I'll come with you. I'll help you out.
Do the broadcast from there. We'll find a nice coffee shop.
Yeah, you might need a
James,
bag
you can't
man or
call in
something.
sick. James, you cannot call in sick to work. It doesn't work like that for you.
Hey, I'll take a laptop. I'll be fine. Luke, cheers for joining us there, buddy. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
I'll give a shout out to John and Paul and Erwin. I mean, it was all cracking racing there. So yeah, it's great. It's great fun this league. I know we want to try and recruit a few more for the league for the next season, but it's such good fun and it's such tight racing. It's credit to everybody in the league, to be honest.
Absolutely, I do fully agree. Luke, take care, bud. Have a good one away. If you need a bag man, let me know.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
All right, mate. Right, next up, we will have a chat with a man who's had a third place. He's had another third in race number 3. We won't worry too much about race number 2, but he is, of course, one half of 2 brothers. Paul LeMay. Paul, welcome in, bud.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. Do you know what, dude? I've had a cracking evening.
I thought you might have done.
I just say you just know it when you're out there. The racing has been amazing.
Yeah, it's been really, really good. Although I have to say, Luke and John were just phenomenally quick. It was the biggest gap I think we've seen all season in practice. Thankfully, I could stick with them in the tow, but there was absolutely no way that I could get past them. So I thought I'll just try and go for fastest lap.
You got that in 2, I think, as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And then second race, I nearly collected Mr. Clark at the bus stop. So I just ran off the track, so I didn't hit him.
Saw that.
And then then had to sort of fight back. And then race 3, I was really struggling once. Ivan caught up with me, and I was cooking the tyres, and my hands were hurting a bit. And I thought I've got to let him pass and see if he can tow us up to John a bit, but I knew it was probably pretty fruitless. But yeah, it was a great battle towards the end there with Luke and Ivan. So yeah, great fun.
Yeah, mate, I think it was absolutely incredible. Does your wife watch these broadcasts?
No, mate, no.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, it's cars going around in circles, mate. And she thinks you should just sort of like do 1 lap and that's it. She says, why do you have to do 20?
All right, well, tell her she got a mention.
She did get a mention.
Yeah, she got a mention. It was in my normally overly excited flair of talking, Paul, and my
your
brain.
exuberance.
Yes, my brain didn't function before my mouth spoke. So look, it wasn't horrendous. It was a nice thing, but it was just you'll sit back and chuckle to yourself when you hear it on that one. Listen, mate, as well, going forward, championship wise.
I missed the race at Sandford because of my back. I was really gutted because I think I could have done quite well there. So I missed that one, and thankfully over the last week the back's got better. So so I'm on the road to recovery. But I don't know. I mean, it's so tough against John and Luke and the rest of the guys. Everybody's so quick, and if you get sort of caught in the pack as well, it's difficult. Still just have to see, but I really think it's over for me, really. But next season I want to come back and give it a crack.
All right, mate. Awesome stuff. Well, thank you so much for joining us there, mate. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, John and Luke, because they were just they were just on fire. So shout out to them, and also to Ivan. in race 3, and that was just great fun.
You know, it was glad to see E1 have a good race.
Yeah,
Because
he's not had much luck this year, has he?
no, his last. Do you know, he was up the front near the championship, and then he kind of was like Spurs, to be honest. He had that lull period over Christmas, and you know, then it doesn't seem to be picking back up. So hopefully,
well, he did so well. He did so well last season. You know, he finished second in the championship. He was really, really flying. So it's been I think, a luck issue with Ivan. So yeah, I'm sure his luck will change.
Hey, Paul, we need to get you to thank your wife here. If she's going to tune in to see what was said about her, you need to make sure you thank her for letting you do this, all 20 laps and everything.
Okay. Okay, mate.
All right, mate. Take care.
Catch you soon.
See you, mate.
Cheers. Bye.
I love Paul, man. He's fun.
All right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, he has taken 2 wins. He's taken the second place. He cemented his place at the top of the championship. We looked up what this livery he's got on, the Saltire livery of the Scottish flag. There he is, there himself. He is the William Wallace of the Radicals. You may take his life, but you're never going to take his victory. It is John McCutcheon. John, welcome in, mate.
Hello, James.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Good, pal. Good.
Well, that was good, wasn't it?
It was brilliant. Really enjoyed it. Especially that start in the feature race. Man, that just lit up and went.
Mate, we had to watch it twice. Literally. Like you had super glue on them tyres, mate. You just went off like a rocket.
Yeah, hooked up perfect and off she went.
Yeah, and then you did a great job. There was a lot said. Do you know, it was very interesting tonight because at one point you and Luke were both in mid-pack after race number 1 in the top 10 reverse for race 2. And we were talking, it's almost like one of them things. I mentioned to Luke that as soon as you get behind the car and you see iLounge Racing on it, you know full well that overtake's going to take you a little bit longer.
Yeah, he's a tough man to pass. It was all tough tonight. You get a good draft round here, and there only is one place to pass. And if they hold it in the inside lane going into the bus stop, it's difficult. You've just got to throw it in and hope for the best.
Yeah, you and Menno having a nice little tidy bust up at the same time.
Yeah, he moved a couple of times under braking, and he defended well, drove well, and eventually got past him. I think I had a little nudge to force my way through, but that's Robin. Robin's racing.
Yeah, you've been watching the old NASCAR, haven't you, mate, this weekend on the old punt to pass.
Yeah, Bell Punterino.
Yeah, don't you deny it,
Rubbing
John
is racing. You hear that, James?
Yeah,
rubbing is racing.
But you were moaning about Menno moving, but you quite happily said that what John did is fine.
It is. You put a bumper to him and move him out of the way. That's okay. As long as you don't wreck him, it's okay.
Oh, see,
I didn't kill him. Just forced him wide.
That's right. That's right.
You definitely did. John, that cements you at the top of the championship, mate, as well. Final drop week applied after this week, mate. Is it yours to lose, do you think?
Well, into Lagos, I won't win there. It's not a track I do well at for whatever reason. But I might find something next week. You never know. But I'm really looking forward to Le Mans and the big draft fest.
Oh,
anyone could win there.
I thought you might be, mate. I thought you might be. But anyone you want to shout out, buddy, before we let you go?
Just a shout out to you guys again for all the good work you do.
Awesome job. Thank you very much, John.
Thanks very much, James.
Take care, mate. See you later.
See you later, pal.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Oh, dear. I swear to God, if you got all of us down the pub at 9 o'clock in the morning, we would still be there at 12 o'clock plus in the evening chatting utter waffle. Because I can tell you what, once you throw Mike Boos on into the mix as well, you are in trouble of what sort of conversations you are going to come out with. I've got some information as well. Stefan Mellis had a huge crash tonight and he hit the wall. He said he's in the hospital for a checkup after the crash, but he seems okay. So that's what he DM'd me. Oh, dearie me. What do we deal with here on the JPB YouTube channel? John, what do you think? Great racing tonight.
Yeah, or Jim even.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Jim. Oh, losing me. It's all going wrong.
It's been one of those nights. Yeah, no, it was, man, I mean, how can you not enjoy that? That was as good as it gets right there. You had a little bit of everything. You had just everything. That's so good. So good. These cars are so much fun to watch. This is such good racing.
Absolutely. If you want to get yourselves involved, guys, Discord link down in the description below. Let me know if you watch this back and you want to hear about any other Discord. Shoot me a DM and I will respond and sort you out anything you want. Tune in for the rest of the broadcasts that are coming up here every single night for at least 2 and some nights 3 on at the same time. So join us this week, guys. But thank you so much to Connor and also Digger, and earlier on as well, where are you? East Coast Wolf was here, so much appreciated to all of you guys. That's going to wrap this one up. Join me and Ewan O'Leary later on for Autobahn, and that's going to be an absolute banger. But as always, take care, have a great week, and you never know, see you on a track sometime. Good night.